So another day of pretrial hearings for the 5 alleged 9/11 conspirators is scheduled for today. The self-described architect of the attacks, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, and 4 others were gathered in the courtroom as the prosecution and defense began their questioning of the judge for potential bias. Senior investigative correspondent Catherine Herridge is covering this story for us and joins us now from Guantanamo. So Catherine, you have been in court throughout the week. Where do things stand now with the proceedings?
Well, Anne-Marie, good morning. Big picture, the 5 9/11 suspects are accused of war crimes, conspiracy to commit acts of terrorism, conspiracy to hijack airplanes, and then the intentional murder of nearly 3,000 American citizens. What we've seen throughout this week are some of these procedural issues and the ongoing arguments over what evidence will be admissible in court. The defense wants to keep out any evidence that was gathered when the men were held by the CIA before they arrived here at Guantanamo. They also want to keep out the FBI interviews of the men when they arrived here after 2006. We've got a classified session in the military court, which is about 150 yards just over to my right. That will be closed to the media today, and then we'll have another open session for the public tomorrow that will continue to look at these issues with the judge, Anne-Marie.
So I obviously know very little about these types of proceedings, but I don't recall hearing about attorneys questioning a judge.
Yes.
So can you tell me a little bit about that and what we learned about the judge and his background?
Well, this is one of the, I would call it, unique characteristics of the military commissions. The defense, as well as the military prosecutors, so the government side, have an opportunity to question the judge who's been appointed to the case to determine their background, whether they have any personal bias, and whether there are issues that might disqualify them from sitting on the bench. What we learned in this process so far is that this judge, and it's at least the 4th judge to have been assigned to the case, really is pretty new to the bench. He's someone who has never done a death penalty case before. This is an extremely complicated case where you have 5 defendants being tried as a group. He only recently received a top-level security clearance that allows him to look at the evidence, and he told both sides, I am basically a blank slate. But based on the questioning from the defense and the very limited questioning from the military prosecutors, this may in fact appeal to them as they try to finally get to a trial date, perhaps sometime next year, Anne-Marie.
That was going to be my next question, because we're talking about pretrial proceedings. When will the trial start?
It's really, it's actually pretty unbelievable that we are more than a decade into this process and they're still arguing over the evidence and some of the procedures, but that's really because we're in totally uncharted territory. No one wants to say this is going to be the date on the calendar for the actual trial to begin, because we've had some previous dates that have fallen by the wayside. But based on what I've seen in the court this week and then talking to people on the margins, there's a sense that there may not be an actual trial date till sometime late in 2022 or even early 2023. So this takes us plus 20 years from the actual attacks here in the United States.
Wow. Before I let you go, I want to ask you a question that's, a little bit of a departure, but also connected. The Taliban named new members of their government, and among the men were some prisoners who were at Guantanamo Bay, former prisoners at Guantanamo Bay. I'm wondering if, you've heard any reaction to that, and I'm also curious about just how many prisoners are left there.
So your last question first. There are 39 prisoners who are left in the camps. Over the years, the last 20 years, close to 800 have cycled through. Of that 39 that are left, almost half are what they call the high-value detainees. So they're folks like the 9/11 suspects, also the suspect into the bombing of the USS Cole, which was a major terrorist attack prior to 9/11. I can say from my own personal experience that I've been covering this story so long that I actually saw some of those Taliban commanders inside the medium security prison here at Guantanamo Bay. So it's extraordinary to me to sort of see them in that context, then be transferred out by the Obama administration in that controversial swap for Bo Bergdahl, and then see them go into negotiations and then ultimately become part of this temporary or caretaker government. And it reminds me of a phrase that I've heard really from the very beginning of covering this, which is that folks in Afghanistan, the Taliban, for example, would sort of view the United States with this idea that we have watches, but they have time, and they play the long game. And it really looks here like they played the long game, rather got their guys out of here, and now they're back in Afghanistan in some ways where they were before 9/11.
Wow. Catherine, I wish I could talk to you more about that. It's really good to have you here to kind of give us that longer view. Sometimes so many things have happened, it's hard to connect the dots. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.